I'm Becca and I started the Free4Fifty walk in 2010 when I was 13 years old to free slaves in Sudan. And here's some information about it. Slavery is a crime against international law. It's one of the violations of human rights for the UN, and it's clearly, in most people's eyes, a crime against moral law. Even though South Sudan became its own new country in 2011, there was no regulations for or made for the slaves, for the freedom of the slaves. So even though the slaves, who were mostly South Sudanese to begin with, should be part of this new country, there was no regulation made for their freedom. The process of freeing slaves is done through cattle vaccines. The owners of the slaves actually trade them their freedom for a cattle vaccine because they essentially care more about their cattle than their people. Reverend Heidi McGinnis works for an organization called CSI, Christian Solidarity International, and they work to do multiple human rights, lots of human rights work all around the world, but freeing slaves in Sudan is one of their main causes. And Pastor Heidi has essentially dedicated her life to it and goes back, every year, at least once a year, to visit the slaves, and has met ones that have been freed by the walk directly. And it's so amazing. There's pictures of them, there's videos, so you can really see it in action. People often ask if the slavery situation in Sudan is a revolving door, meaning that slaves are still being taken in, and that if they are freed, there's a possibility of them being re-enslaved. But at this point in time, they aren't taking any new slaves, and once they are freed, they're brought back into South Sudan, where most of them are originally from, and reunited with friends and family. And to me, it's pretty amazing that the situation does have hope, that this really could be, there could be a possibility to end slavery in Sudan with people giving enough to it. Well, because Sudan is still somewhat unsafe, I'm not allowed to go because I'm so young. It's one of my biggest dreams in life to go one day. But when Heidi went after the first walk, or second, she brought back pictures of a little boy holding a sign that said, "Thank you, Denver and Becca," and I just saw it and burst into tears. Like, I literally was just so overwhelmed. I didn't even know what to do, but I mean, it was like everything that I had worked so hard for had come real in that moment. Like, it was so powerful. It was amazing. Every person that comes to the walk, most of them pay $50, which frees one slave directly. And every slave who is freed is given a sack of hope by CSI, which includes like some seed for them to start growing some of their own, food, a tent, I think, a pot for them to cook with, like the essentials of living, basically. So they aren't just, like thrown without anything. They're given that, and really CSI tries to reconnect them with their old villages and family if still alive, and friends if not. I think it's amazing how blessed we are in America, and that we have, a lot of people in America have the means to spend $50 on a new pair of shoes, or 3 people going to a movie, or anything like that. And the fact that taking one morning and $50 can change a life forever. To some people that don't even own shoes, I mean, I think that it's important for people to be mindful of the fact that we are so blessed, and that so many others around the world are just not, and how easy it is in some cases like this to help out. There are several ways to participate. You can come to the physical walk, which is Saturday, June 22nd this year. You can sponsor a walker if you live out of state or can't make it. Or you can go to the Pay Now link on our website, which is freeforfifty.com, all spelled out.